Over to our viewers on Dog Training for Humans. Certified trainer Preston Van Loon and his dog Rocky are here, and we are answering some frequently asked questions that people may have. Good morning, Preston. Thanks.
Good morning. Thank you. Good to be here.
Okay, one of the first things that I think that people may ask is, Rocky wears the vest that says therapy dog. What does that mean?
Yep. So Rocky's training to become a therapy dog began at 3 months of age. It just began with a lot of
You heard Heidi come in.
basic obedience training and a lot of socialization and teaching him some very basic commands, but it was a process to become a therapy dog. And so there were certain aspects of training that he had to undergo to reach where he's at right now.
How old was he when you started training him?
Yep, he was 3 months old.
Okay.
And he's progressed since then. Every year I try to challenge him and train him even more.
Okay. Now, we hear therapy dog, we hear different kinds of dogs that are trained for various things. What's the difference between the two?
Yep. So a therapy dog is a dog that is trained specifically and certified by an independent therapy dog organization and tested. He's trained to provide comfort and smiles and just joy to other people, not so much for me.
So in essence, Preston, he's just available for people to pet and to get a feel good from it.
Yes, he has good social skills, and so he's trained to make other people happy. Not so much myself, though he does that.
Yeah, he does. I can see the smile.
But he's trained to go into schools, nursing homes, hospitals, which he does to make other people happy. And they usually have to be about 1 year of age before they're certified as a therapy dog. And they have to go through testing and training to get to that point.
What about a service dog?
A service dog usually will have the same basic training that a therapy dog might have, but is trained specifically to perform a service for an individual, for its owner. So for example, if I was visually impaired or if I had a mobility issue or so on, the dog would be trained to provide a service for me. And the American with Disabilities Act recognizes service dogs as working dogs. So service dogs can go wherever the owner goes, any restaurant, any store, or whatever. A therapy dog can only go in those places where it's providing pet therapy.
Okay, and then you also have emotional support animals, emotional support dogs. That's a different role as well.
Yep, emotional support dogs are a little bit different. Usually an emotional support dog is an individual's personal pet.
Okay.
And to have your dog recognized as an emotional support dog, you would need to have a letter from a mental health professional that the dog is an emotional support dog and he's to provide comfort and calm for the owner. It does not have public access like a therapy dog does or like a service dog does, but he can only just serve the owner of the dog as they cope with some kind of mental health condition.
Okay. Now obviously Rocky's got this this command down that we are going to talk about next week, but we've talked about sit, stay, come, heel, a lot of the different commands, but we are going to talk about the down command next week.
Yes, the down command is important. It's usually taught early on in the training along with sit. It's very similar to that, but Rocky certainly knows how to behave and perform the down command quite well.
Really quick answer here, Preston, if you can. Because Rocky is so well trained as a therapy dog, what would it take for him to become a service dog? I would imagine the steps aren't that big for him.
Right. It would require more advanced training. That usually might be 2 years beyond that of a therapy dog, because the dog is specifically trained to perform a certain task for the individual. So if the person is visually impaired, the dog is trained to lead the individual down sidewalks, across streets, and so on. If they're mobility impaired, to help them with their movement and picking things up, that kind of thing.
So there are some steps that would have to be taken because there's probably a lot more responsibility that goes with this.
Yes, a lot more responsibility, and the training is a little bit more intense, but the service dog is trained to provide a service for the owner. Rocky's trained as a therapy dog to provide therapy for other people.
Well, Rocky, you relax because we're going to take a break. Preston, thank you so much. We look forward to talking.